Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pilot's Desk here on hiphopisreal.com, and today we are going to be talking about Ultimate Madness 2. Now, I'm going to split these up into two parts. I'm only going to talk about, today, I'm going to talk about Bracket 1, and in the next video, I'm going to talk about Bracket 2. Bracket 1, first of all, has some very good sleeper matches that we definitely need to pay attention to, and as much as Battle Rap wants to, they definitely paint some narratives in these. Let's start with the first match, the Saga versus Homezy the God. I'm going to call this Saga's Redemption versus Homezy the Sacrificial Lamb. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but the way this battle is painted because of Nome and Saga's performance at Nome, it is literally looking like Homezy is going to be the biggest underdog of the whole tournament, along with Nun Nun. Him and Nun Nun are probably the two biggest underdogs, if not the biggest underdogs in their own separate brackets. I mean, Saga's last opponents were, we saw the Mike P, I don't know what happened. I was watching there just as surprised as anybody else was. We saw Saga literally work his ass off since the Snake Eyes battle all the way up to Nome, and for that to be the result really hurt me because I was a fan and I was enjoying what I was seeing as he was moving up the ranks. I mean, a couple weeks before Mike P, he had a 3-rounder with Alias. Great performance. Had a couple of Alias unknown flips that were really fire. He had one of the best battles this year with B-Dot on the roof, in a battle that I personally think should be broadcasted in a much bigger light now from the specific content and the specific things that were being talked about in that battle, but also the bars, and it was one of the best Sagas and one of the best B-Dots. So Saga is coming with a vengeance, and he's looking at Homezy like, I'm sorry, Homezy, but I have to do this. But we can't look past Homezy already. We gotta look at his track record. I mean, Ace Amin, the battle with Ace Amin, which kind of came out of left field for a lot of people. 2 former Goonies, or I think at that case the Goonies were still a thing, but Ace had already left. And this was the time where Ace was going to start his own solo run and start, becoming his own man in the battle scene. I don't want to say his own man, but his own person in battle rap. And I watched that battle, and I liked it. Matter of fact, I think Homezy's very talented. I think one of my favorite battles in recent memory with Homezy was Don Marino, and I actually kind of gave him that battle. That was one of the best battles from Man Legacy 3 I saw. He had a 2-on-2 with Prez Mafia against his Loud Boy brothers, Prep and Dre Dennis. He battled on Gates of the Garden versus Chef Trez, and I think he was doing his thing. I watched him versus Stats G in Houston. I was in his corner. Yo, Homezy is nice, man. He's very nice. And I think this type of narrative that's being painted, I think it should help him in the long run, because I think that just fires him up just a little more. It just fires him up just a little more. I gotta go with Saga taking this, because it's inevitable that Saga's gonna come with a rage that we've never seen. I'm not saying that he's gonna be super aggressive. I just think that he's just coming back to prove that known shit was just a fluke and it will never happen again. It's about to get dark. Saga's a serious threat in this tournament, and people need to understand that. Another serious threat in this tournament as we move on to the next matchup, Glue Easy versus Emerson Kennedy. Emerson Kennedy has been making a name for himself during this quarantine era of battle rap. Battling guys like Danny Myers, having quarantine battles against Arsenal and Twerk. Emerson Kennedy was supposed to battle JC on the roof which I was very excited to see. But apparently that battle got postponed. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but we can't look past his opponent either. Glue Easy has not had a weak opponent in his last three. Bill Collector, which even both of them said that was a very lackluster, performance from both of them. I agree, but the performance he had against Tay-Rock and some of the bars he spit against Jerry West, while it was overshadowed by both of their names, especially the Jerry West one, because Jerry West had quote-unquote performance of the entire Smack Volume 5 weekend against Glue Easy, especially that second round. But Glue was like, dude, Jerry is snapping. And people just kind of look at Glue Easy as just somebody to just move, go over and move on to the next round. But let me tell you something. I need y'all to go back. Watch Glue Easy versus Av. Go back, watch Glue Easy versus Geechee. Watch Glue Easy versus Ryder. Glue is a killer when he wants to be. I know he does, and I know sometimes he may be messing up in battles, but I believe in Glue actually. I met him at the Houston Barcode event on Nome 9 weekend. Very cool dude. This was right before him and JC, and when him and JC got locked in, I was like, man, I'm pulling for you. I really was, and we saw how that battle happened, and I just think Glue, again, same thing with Saga. I think people are just like, it's Glue Easy, but he doesn't want that stigma to him anymore. I think Glue is definitely going to show up in this tournament. If he gets past Emerson Kennedy, it's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble for his bracket and anybody else in the tournament. And then we look at Emerson. Let's backtrack to his opponent here. Emerson's last opponents, Danny, Twerk, Arsenal, good showings. But do we really count these quarantine battles? These Skype battles? Do we really do that? Because if we do, then Geechee Gotti versus Jerry West is the best one. But if we don't, then we can move past these. What I'm saying is that this is a sleeper match, really. Because while someone's stock is on the rise in Emerson Kennedy, while someone's stock may be on the decline in Glue Easy, something's got to give. Something's got to give in this. And I honestly think Emerson Kennedy will squeak out a win against Glue Easy. But Glue Easy will remind everybody he is just as dangerous as everybody else in this tournament. Honestly. Danny Myers and Reaper Rel. There is going to be a lot of energy in this battle alone. I wish this battle would have happened. Shout out to Bless the Mic. I wish that would have happened on Kill Switch Battle League. I think that environment would have been really dope. I like the small room setting that y'all do over there. Shout out to some of my favorite battles from there. Prez Mafia and Presidential Dubs. Snake Eyes' performance against Prez Mafia. Saga versus Reaper Rel. Saga versus Fetty. Saga versus Speed Alice. Shout out to Bless the Mic and Kill Switch. Reaper also has had some really good performances. His battle with Cuban was really good on iBattle. I like this battle that came out on Christmas with Saga. His recent battle on We Go Hard with P-Eazy, I think he showed up. I think P-Eazy definitely showed up as well. Reaper has... I just feel like he doesn't get the respect sometimes. We're talking about somebody who beat Jay the Nightwing in a one-off. But people swept it under the rug because Jay choked. And look where Jay's at. Jay was in the finals on Nome battling for $25,000, and Reaper's just now getting into he always gets the short end of the stick. And he's very talented. Reaper's very good. Reaper is very good, but he always gets the short end of the stick. And this battle continues the narrative because he's battling somebody who is on a warpath right now. You mean Danny Myers has been waiting for this kind of opportunity for a really long time. You know, to prove that he is one of the best in the world and that he's the GOAT and that this is Danny's like playground. A tournament, competition, anything with competition is, you know, Danny's going to be right there for it. Because he wants to battle the best. That's why he goes from league to league to battle the best. Having classics all over. From California to New York to Florida. Dude, he came to Dallas. He came to Dallas where I currently reside and caught a 30. A mean 30. Like it was another day at the office. What makes you think Danny is going to play in a tournament where $25,000 is on the line? I gotta give this to Danny. I mean, he hasn't had a bad battle in a really long time. I mean, his last three, Twerk, Emerson Kennedy, and Mike P. Him and Mike P have one of the best battles, period, this year. A great quarantine battle with Emerson Kennedy, and even though I gave the battle to Danny, him and Twerk was really good. So, to watch this happen for Danny, like, y'all are in trouble. There's some sleeper killers in this tournament that people need to pay attention to, and another sleeper we haven't seen in multiple years is back. Tink the Demon. First of all, welcome home, sir. Welcome home. Welcome home. It is nice. It is glad to have you back in the culture. But you are stepping in front of somebody who is just foaming at the mouth. Pause. To get that 25K. That guy's franchise. Franchise has been put to the test, people. He's battled Suge. He's battled Av. He's battled JC. He's battled Big T. He has stood in front of vets and can go with him. I thought he held his own against Av. I gave Av the win, but he held his own. He held his own versus Suge. Held his own. He beat Big T. My honest opinion. Franchise, and with 2 weeks prep, went and battled on the main stage against Jack Boy and had one of the best performances of the night. Your mama looking at the body like Tay-Rock with the chain. What the is yo, man. Franchise knows how to shake the room. Word to Pop Smoke. Rest in peace. Like, but when was the last time we saw Tank? Saga? Kid Chaos? Swave? I can't count that. I can't take none of those factors into this right now. Because I think Tink the Demon is coming with a whole new mindset, whole new game plan, maybe even a whole new style. And that's what makes him dangerous. We don't know what Tink's gonna come with. He's kind of the dark horse of this tournament. You know, Franchise is another, big favorite in all of this, but I'm interested to see what Tink is going to bring to the table. I can't really call this one because I don't know what Tink is really is really capable of. We've only seen him a handful of times. I mean, but I can't go back. I can't go back to his PGs with Dre Dennis. I can't go back to his battle with Mike P, even though that was great. I can't go back to, his 2 losses versus Saga and Swave. I can't use that against him because we don't know, because he's been gone so long, we don't know what kind of, style he's came up with. Maybe he's changed his whole game plan. I don't know. He's going up against a killer, I can tell you that for sure. Franchise will the thing I like about Franchise is that he's just like Danny. He wants competition. He wants that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to get in there and just have he wants to 3-0 people, of course, but he's very competitive, just like Danny, and I like that. I like their battle, too. Franchise of Danny Myers, Band Legacy 2, 230s, even 245s with crowd reaction. Danny! We could possibly see a rematch between Danny and Franchise. Wouldn't that be great? We could possibly see a rematch between the Saga and Emerson Kennedy. Or 2 big upsets, and we could see former Goonie versus another former Goonie. Homezy versus Gluezy. Or depending on how these, depending on how these brackets may go. Ultimate Madness 2 is really interesting. It's really hard to pick a winner. I mean, you could go obviously with Loso or Saga or Danny. There's a lot of factors you gotta integrate in that. That's just my take on it. See y'all next time.